This is my review for the Sega Dreamcast controller. For the Sega Dreamcast. Duh. Yeah. I've played the 360 for a long time, and coming to, getting a Dreamcast and then getting to this, it's absolutely no different. It's a little bit different, but it feels the same. Right from the start, you can tell it does look like the 360, because look. It's Y, B, A, and X. See? Y, B, A, and X. So, and what the analog stick is not concave, it's convex. And look, it looks pretty cool when it does that too. See, it looks like an eye. It's like, I'm looking at you, looking at you. And despite what people say about this analog stick, saying it's really weird, and the whole controller is weird, actually it was pretty good. Even the analog stick, it may not grip as well as a 360 controller, which I have right here. As you can tell, it looks pretty much the same, almost. And you can tell a resemblance. Put this on top of there. It's kind of hard to fit this in one shot, but you can see a pretty close relationship. See, it's still got the Y, B, A, and X. Because I think Microsoft actually got the controller style from this, because the original, and this kind of design also came from the Sega Saturn, which, yeah. The original Xbox controller looks something like this. The trigger, the triggers. Look at the triggers. It's just the same thing with the something with the Xbox controller. See, it's like that. But the Dreamcast controller is that minus the back button and the bumpers and this. So when in first-person shooter game, for a racing game, this thing is a really good controller. First-person shooters, since there's no analog stick here, you have to go up, down, left, right, like that. Some games. Also, you're probably wondering what this little hole thing is for. Anybody who has a Dreamcast is that's a no-brainer. But anybody who don't have a Dreamcast, it's where you put a VMU at. Want to see a VMU, virtual memory unit, or you can put normal memory cards. But this is Sega's. Put it in there. It's got a screen. And if you have this, and if they have the Dreamcast on, it makes a beeping noise because it means it doesn't have batteries in it. It uses little little watch batteries, and they don't last that long. But anyways, now you see there's a screen there. And some games, there's some games that will show you hidden stuff, it'll show you your health, or they can give you hints and everything. While other games will just show a message, in Daytona USA. A lot of times it'll just say Daytona USA, but when you're steering, it has a picture of a steering wheel doing turning like that, whatever way you're turning. It's pretty cool. I do have another. I use this one, but I do have one that's in much better condition. It's my actual Dreamcast is in good condition. This one, see the analog stick's in really good condition. See, it's really well. That's one thing I like about this. The D-pad's really sharp. A lot of things are sharp in this. But you see it? It's really squeaky. That's why I don't use it. And also, I want to keep it looking good. So, anyways, that's this thing. So yeah, you can also put another VMU right there, so you can have more memory. But I'm wondering, what the heck? Why is this thing hanging up from the bottom? Well, there's a reason for that. Well, actually, I don't know why they did that, but probably because to do with the VMU. There's nowhere to put this at. So, but they did. It's let's just put a notch right there so it can come up, so it don't come to you. It doesn't make a big difference, but it helps. Yeah. Even though this one's the more worn out one, I like to use this one because it doesn't have squeaky triggers. It's pretty good. It works. It's not a weird controller as people say it is. It's a pretty good controller, actually. I think it's one of my favorites now. It's still, even this thing from the Dreamcast, even this thing is it's way better than a PlayStation controller. I just do not like the PlayStation controller. I'm just put the analog stick down here. Really, when they made the original PlayStation controller, it had no analog sticks. And then, they're well, I see the N64 shot analog sticks, let's add two. Where can we put them at? Well, obviously we're not going to put one up here. Let's just put them down here. Yeah, and the controller doesn't fit in your hands either. This thing is big. Not as big as the Duke controller, but it's big. Got the start button. And there's not a lot more else to this thing. Oh yeah, for rumble, this ain't no have built-in rumble. Like most modern consoles, you have to have a little rumble pack to put right there. Probably because they didn't have enough room. I mean, this thing looks sharp. It's only the D-pad in the back of this thing. Yeah, don't want to touch this thing. That thing hurts if you push it down too hard. So yeah, and also you see this like circle. If you haven't noticed, it's like a big circle. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see you next time.